Alright, so real quick, the video I'm about to review is by this YouTuber called ALLOSTERIA. So do check him out. This is a pretty good video and he makes pretty good videos. So do check his videos out. Right, thanks.
Step 1 is to sleep, eat, hydrate, exercise. Very simple.
Yeah, I actually agree. Okay, actually, I don't really know about that because when I'm sleep deprived, I cannot play at all. But I do know some people who have horrible diets, horrible sleep schedule, and they're like beta. So it's like, I don't really know. It depends from person to person. Anyone who's struggling should try this.
General tip number 2 is room temperature. It's better cooler than hot.
I heavily disagree.
Hot is just very hard to push skill. As for cool rooms, you can literally just put on some clothes, warm up your hands, and you got a session.
Warm up your hands, right? So is it easier to warm your hands on the cold AC room where the temperature is 25 Celsius? Or is it easier to warm up your hands on a relatively warm room? I live in Singapore and we're kind of in the middle of the equator, right? So it's hot all year round. And I do not struggle at all with speed. But when I was on the AC on, I cannot play speed at all. I cannot play anything above 5 stars. That's how bad it is. So I disagree heavily in this one. But I don't know. Again, it depends on person to person, but I'll never recommend this.
I find that routines help me keep consistent and get better sessions off. I find that setting a set time to do a set activity usually helps improve that activity.
Okay, I don't really know. I've never tried this. What I would say is it doesn't really matter when you play. Okay, maybe it does to some extent. If you play at 3 AM, you're probably not going to do very well. But I feel like what's more important is not playing too long or too short. So what I like to say for beginners, play for an hour. A bit more, a bit less is fine, but usually an hour is the sweet spot. You don't want to enjoy hands. At the same time, you want to play long enough in the session to develop the skills you need. So I would say an hour is good.
Have a bit of tunnel vision. I find that sometimes when you read too much, you focus on the notes too much, and you start falling behind. So you try to follow the notes of your eyes. Well, unfortunately for you, that just leads to more problem. But to deal with that, I find that squinting really helps.
I actually don't really know how to feel about this one. Saragi is the top player right now. And if you look at his skin, he actually doesn't even have a combo. You know how in this video there's a combo here? He doesn't put that on. Okay, so before I continue the video, I just realized that that's not true at all. He has combo in every single one of his videos. I don't know why I said that in the video. I think I must have remembered wrong or something. I'm pretty sure he had a play without combo, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So just keep that in mind, I guess. I'm not really sure why he doesn't put it on, but I used to do that too. I didn't have a combo on. And the reason being was I wanted to focus on the notes more. And the combo was in the way, so I just removed that shit. I was doing relatively well focusing on the notes.
But I think it helps see the bigger picture easier.
If you're worried about seeing the bigger picture, there's two things you could do. So you see this skin here? Something you could do is you can get a skin where the sector is lower. When you see the note to when the note falls to that sector, you have more time to process where the note is at. The second thing, in your OSU, you can actually reduce the window size. So what it does is, it essentially makes your screen further away from you. When the screen is further away from you, your eyes don't have to see nearly as much. If you see a pencil up close, yeah, you can clearly see it. But you throw it 100 meters away, you can't see the shit at all. So yeah.
So when you feel like you're near the end of your stamina, you can actually push a tiny bit further. I find that you kind of get the second wind of stamina for just a little bit. And tip 3 is...
Okay, that was a terrible tip, because you didn't really specify how. Even me, I don't really know what the hell he's trying to say. For stamina, I'm just gonna throw a tip in here, just play longer maps. And don't pause. That's very important.
Getting better isn't just about pushing and constantly burning your arms off. You kind of have to do a bit of both, and it will definitely help each other. So some days you should just work on getting 99%, 98% accuracy, and other days you should try pushing 95%, 94%.
I do agree with this. This is a pretty good take. I would say for pushing, even 92 is low enough. Don't be afraid to go super low. I started to push recently and my skill has been pretty good, I would say. Oh, definitely play dance for push. Yeah. At ACK, you can just play whatever you want, I guess. And oh yeah, fix your offset for new players. That's pretty... Actually, I don't know. If you're more intermediate, I think that's where you can start to fix your offset. Beginners are nearly good enough for their offset to affect their scores. Just play a variety of maps.
Number 4 is break days. Wow.
I disagree. Unless you're playing 6 hours a day, you don't need break days. Not saying that break days are bad, but it's not needed. So what I do is I play 1 hour a day. 1 hour 30 a day. At most I'll play 3 hours because there's 2 different sessions. But I don't play 3 hours at once because that's just too strenuous. I can still manage to play every day. During your sessions, if you feel like your arms can break off and shit, probably a good idea to stop playing. So as long as you do that, you could play every day. But you do not need break days at all. Especially as a beginner, because you're playing 1-star maps.
So depending on your hands, mood, energy, feel free to...
What I would say though, some sessions that you play, this is not really for beginners, this is more for intermediates, if you play for 1 year plus. If you have a session that's pretty shit, you can't hit anything, you can leave and just not touch the game for the whole day. Or, if you have time, you leave and you join back 3 hours later. So that's what I would say. but you definitely don't need a whole day of break, for sure. Like 24 hours, you don't need that much.
To either play for fun, play ACK, or just rest. I swear, it actually just leads to a skill boost.
I would say, don't even play for act, just rest. If you play for fun, sure, but there's nothing fun about not doing your best, so I would say, just rest. But for beginners, you can definitely play for fun, I would say. But for more experienced players, definitely don't. Unless you find it fun to suck ass, then maybe.
And last Mania tip is that you should take breaks in sessions.
Okay, so breaks in sessions is good, but at the same time, 5 minutes is way too much. Yeah, 5 minutes is way too much. I would say 3 minutes max. Because 5 minutes, there's a really good chance that your fingers get cold. Beginners don't really have a drawback from huge breaks. Like I said, because they're playing one-star maps and they're not really straining their hands. But for people who, are more experienced and speed is more important at that stage, definitely don't take 5-minute breaks. It's too long.
You should take breaks in sessions. If you are really pushing, most maps will really burn your stamina in reading. You should take a break to recover that stamina quick.
I agree, but not
And
5
I think
minutes.
that's about all I have for today.
Alright, fantastic video. Again, do check out ALLOSTERIA's channel. His everything will be in the description and stuff.